Welcome to a really beautiful summer day here in the Kootenays of British Columbia. I'm so glad you're here to the Coach's Corner in the Homeschool Mama Support Group. I am wearing my hat partly because I'm seriously sun bleached up there after my trip with my mom, and also because it's cute. I like it. It's fun. Kind of reminds me of a little girl. I'm a little girl again. But I hope you're having a beautiful day too. Maybe you're enjoying a little water time with the kids or doing something fun. I sure hope you are. So today I want to talk to you about personalizing your homeschool high school experience, because this has been a common conversation point. Moms coming in to have a conversation with me about how do I help my child who is focused on academics or college and they want to move toward a college education. Or I sometimes hear, I don't know that my child does want to go to college, but I want them to be equipped to be college ready. Or maybe I don't think that they do want to, but I also want to give them a big leg up to choosing whatever they want to do in the future. So many different kinds of conversation points we could have around homeschool high school, and to be fair, there are so many points, so many discussion points that I would actually point you to the Homeschool High School podcast by our seven sisters homeschool, and specifically Vicki Tillman, who is in our Homeschool Mama support group here. She's also in the Confident Homeschool Mom Collective, and she and her five sisters, because you are the seventh sister, her six sisters have conversations about homeschool high school conversation points. But I want to have a conversation about it for this reason. I have these conversations with moms too, but also for this reason. Sometimes we're trying to give a child an education or give them knowledge bits that don't really apply to them or that really don't have relevance to them, and we're pulling teeth to try to get them to engage, or we're just not sure what the right direction is because they're growing and developing and we're not actually quite sure where their path will lead. That question we ask 18-year-olds, what are you going to do for the rest of your life, is so unfair. Can I hear an amen? Do you do what you thought you would do at age 18? Is anyone out there that says, yes, I am doing what I thought I would be doing at age 18? I'm sure you exist, but I know you are not many. And so if you also are not doing what you were doing, what you were asked about at 18, or what you would have said at 18, well, welcome to the crowd, because that's literally life. We do different things at various times. So I think it's wildly unfair to ask our child what they're going to do at age 18, or to expect that whatever college degree they start in, they will finish, or to expect them to sign up to whatever when they are that age and to be committed for the rest of their lives. I think it's wildly unfair. However, so many howevers. But I do think that we know, I don't have to convince you, you want to equip your kids to live a purposeful, meaningful life. You want to give them the best. You're doing this home education thing because you're trying to give them the best and give them the most personalized approach. So that is all my preface in a discussion about personalizing the homeschool high school. So I hear this a lot. I'm fine with the younger homeschool years, but high school, that feels overwhelming. Or what if I mess up? Or even, how do I know if we're doing enough? I get it, truly, because I've been there. And now I get to hear the conversation from varying points of different moms in their experiences. But I want to invite you to look at high school a little differently, not as a fixed path, but as a season. A beautiful season, a really fun season to follow your teen's curiosity and trust your own clarity about that season as it is. When my son, who is my youngest kiddo, he's 16 and a half now, when he was little, he was obsessed with Lego and Minecraft and Roblox and all those things. And I hear moms tell me that their kids still are. So if that's you, yeah, I'm with you. That was my son. So I remember having this classic mom thought, and it was, is he going to be an engineer? Look, he's probably a mini engineer in the making. We all do that, right? Well, now he's 16 and a half. He's the same boy who once spent hours and savings on building Lego cities or buying Lego cities. And he loved doing it. And he video recorded it. He created, stop motion animation on YouTube. He just, he did all sorts of different things with Lego. He loved that stuff. Now he's knee deep, or he was in this last year, knee deep in AP physics and trying to convince me, the least physics inclined person on earth, possibly, or at least the least physics inclined person in my family of origin or family of creation, for sure, that Newtonian mechanics is beautiful. And if you're like, what is Newtonian physics? I know, because he's explained it to me many times. I'm not entirely sure, but I can sort of elementary school explain it now because he is so interested in it. So we have been exploring local colleges, or we're going to in a couple of weeks, and looking at them online. We're going to go do a college tour and imagine the possibilities for learning for him, for possibly engineering, but it's possible it's maybe a science, a math, or chemistry, or who knows what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to decide to ditch all of that and do something in trades. I don't know, but we're exploring those paths and asking a lot of questions, as happens at this season. But just as I started to feel like I was seeing a path for him, something unexpected happened. He started volunteering at a rural fire hall. And we are so rural that they will accept volunteer firefighters at the age that he is, which is a sign that we are that rural. Also, that we have real fires here. But anyways, I digress. So he went all into that in the last few months, and loves it and loves what he's learning. And it's wild for me to watch the things that he's learning there. Then he went further. He was offered to take a first responders course, which took him 3 full weekends. So he had 3 full weeks of busyness, then went into 3 full weekends and testing and loads of reading and learning. And he loves it. And he was having conversations with his dad on the way home about all things medical and my experiences, or his dad's experiences of engaging in emergencies on the road, like when we come across accidents on the road. And he's learning fire safety and equipment protocols and emergency responses, and he's loving it. Okay, now he and his dad are having these conversations, these medical jargon conversations on the way to the grocery store. And so now I'm wondering, engineer, paramedic, firefighter, nurse, all of the above, none of the above? I know, because he is my 4th kiddo. Okay, he's my 4th kiddo, and I got stories, replete stories around the homeschool high school or high school years, period. And I've learned that there is no straight path. There are no straight lines. And I don't think it's supposed to be that way. I think we want to know for sure that they're going to do something because we just want reassurance that they're going to be okay, that we set them up to create security in their life, and they can feed their family, they can feed themselves, they can house themselves. That's a different discussion. It's challenging for many people to buy houses right now, but that's a different discussion. But to essentially have a sense of security for themselves, we want that for them. At core, I ask you, what is it that you want for them when you think about them, each of them, and the goals that they have for their careers? What is it that you want? Because it's possible that you do want them to have a certain level of, should I call it worldly success, where they have a profession that's honored by others, or they appear a certain way in culture. And so you want that for them, whether that is a worthy goal or not. Maybe you don't care about that at all, but maybe you do. And maybe you want that for them, or that it's a nice idea to follow your interests and follow your curiosities, but do you have a guaranteed income? You're concerned that if they don't go a traditional path, like a college traditional path, then they won't be able to create an income for themselves, so they won't be able to afford to live beyond the basics. it's totally fine wherever you're at and how you're processing this or thinking about how they could form a life that has security, that has purpose, and that's honored by others if that's important to you. In other words, your version of success for them. It's totally fine that you're thinking that way, because that is every parent's prerogative. But as homeschool moms, our goal or our job isn't about trying to predict where they're going to end up. Our goal is to expose them to new experiences, to encourage their curiosity, to offer space for them to grow and to shift and to grow some more and change and evolve. And I'll be honest, it's hard to help our kids live purposefully if, now what do you think I'm going to say? It's hard for us to help our kids live purposefully, to create a life that really matters to them, to create a success that matters to them, to follow the rabbit trails and to pursue their curiosities if we're not doing it ourselves. We need to ask ourselves, are we living a purposeful life? Are we doing the things that are important to us? Are we following our rabbit trails or our curiosities? Are we doing things that feel deeply intentional and meaningful? So that's why I'm going to invite you to do a little visioning work for yourself too. If you're in a season where you're rethinking your homeschool, because these are the months before our next homeschool year, or you're rethinking your purpose, maybe your direction, or you're wondering how to guide your child when you're uncertain or unsure about your path yourself, then I would love to offer you two supports. One is to download my free, actually it's not free, no, I was going to say download my free. This one isn't free. This is a mindset shifts journaling workbook for homeschool moms. When your kids are transitioning into high school, it's an insightful guide, one that I've built over many years with many conversations with many people to help you shift your thinking and find clarity about the season that you're in. Feel confident in this high school season that you're in. And the second is if you're ready to build more intention in your life beyond wherever you're at, then I encourage you to join me in one-on-one coaching or have a conversation with me about one-on-one coaching and say, I don't know if it's right for me. I don't know if we have, a rapport or if you're able to serve me in a specific way, but I'm curious. You're welcome to do that. It's totally free. Just ask me for the link. And I often see that moms that have been homeschooling high school, or they've been homeschooling for many years, they get to a place of feeling a little disjointed or bored, actually. They feel like, okay, I've taught this curriculum 1 million times, or as many times as you have children, and you're done with doing the same old, simply because you're bored. Or maybe you're in a season where you know you're actually graduating a child, they're going to grow up, they're going to launch soon, and then you're going to be left with not nearly as many dishes to wash. Yay! But also not as much activity, not as much responsibility. And what are you going to do with your time after they graduate? Or maybe you're in a place where you just really want to do something outside the service of your kids. You want to do some service within the community. Or there's just like this goal, this business goal, or this thing you're hankering to do, to put into the world that could become a business or could become at least an occupied hobby that takes more time than homeschooling alone. Maybe there's other things that you're hankering to do. If you find yourself in any of those things, or you wonder if maybe you're moving into a new phase yourself in your life, I encourage you to do something about it. Your kids are watching you. When you get clear on your purpose and your meaning or intention in life, they will get a whole lot more confident as they move into their next phase. Oh, I can tell you so many stories, but I remember one of my daughters in the last few months had said to me, I can't quote this, but she said something like, I'm really glad that you have been able to do life on your own terms, because I feel more comfortable doing it on my own terms. And that's at core what I want you to hear, that when you live intentionally, when you live purposefully, you frankly, you're enjoying your life more, but you're showing your kids how to live their life more intentionally too. And there is no more satisfaction that you could have than to know that you did right by your kids and you enabled them to live a purposeful life. That's a very satisfying place to be. So whether you are in the mental space of trying to help your homeschool high school kiddo move into a new path, or decide what college they're going to go to, or what post-high school aged activities they're going to pursue, whether that's trades, working in a coffee shop, anything whatsoever. If you are in that stage, then I encourage you to ask yourself first, are you living an intentional life? I believe personalizing your homeschool high school starts with personalizing you. It helps if you are intentional with your life, they'll be more intentional with theirs, because you're not just raising lifelong learners, you're raising intentional humans. And I kind of think you're raising yourself too as you're homeschooling. You're in your own growth journey as you're homeschooling. So that's what I have to share today about personalizing your homeschool high school journey. And if you want to chat, let me know. Just ask me for the link. And I hope you have a beautiful summer week. I'm going to go grab some iced tea.